Delegates at the latest talks on Iran's nuclear program have ended their meeting with words of hope. The two sides describe the atmosphere in the negotiations as positive, and they say they want to meet again next month for more discussions. NHK World's Takashi Ichinose reports.
The talks brought together officials from Iran and the so-called P5+1, the 5 permanent members of UN Security Council plus Germany. The two sides agreed to hold follow-up talks on November 7th and 8th in Geneva. The EU's top foreign policy official, Catherine Ashton, praised the latest round of talks. They are the first since Iran's moderate president Hassan Rouhani took office.
The most detailed we've ever had, by, I would say, a long way.
During the negotiations, Iran's Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif outlined the new proposal. He appears to have suggested that his country is ready to rein in its nuclear program in return for the right to enrich uranium and the easing of economic sanctions. Details of the talks have not been made public, but both sides issued their first ever joint statement in what's being taken as a sign of readiness to work on the proposal. The Iranian side sounded equally committed.
I believe that Iran and Western countries will be able to achieve a shared objective through future negotiations. I am optimistic.
At the center of the world power's concern is Iran's uranium enrichment program. The country has long insisted that it does not want nuclear weapons, but it has resisted international attempts to verify the claim. After the talks ended, a U.S. administration official described the discussions as serious, substantive, and more technically detailed than ever before. At the same time, she said, differences remain, and that there is still a lot of work to be done. Takashi Ichinose, NHK World, Geneva.
Still a lot of work to do, as Takashi points out, but the delegates have created some momentum. The question is, can they build on that achievement and reach a deal? Koichiro Tanaka of the Institute of Energy Economics Japan gave us some insight.
The discussions that were conducted in Geneva does show that there is some progress in the attitudes from the Iranian side. Given the history of the past 7-8 years, most of the talks just ended for the sake of talks, and there was no substance to that. But now I believe that the Iranians have given their position quite clearly, and I believe that the sort of an end game that they're thinking of throughout this discussion is more clear than ever. Well, at least for now, we know that within the next 2-3 weeks, the negotiating team would meet again. And that, as I can understand, that now the onus is in the hands of the P5+1 rather than Iran. So I think they would have to respond to the latest Iranian proposal that they had made. The only thing that matters here is whether both sides would come to their senses and act on the realities on the ground. The reality that Iran is showing is that they are ready to negotiate, they are ready to provide more transparency, but they would not relinquish their right for nuclear uranium enrichment. Well, it is a window of opportunity that we are seeing at this moment, following the election of President Rouhani earlier this year. I would not like to think that this is the last chance that the Iranians and the international community has for a negotiated settlement. But still, if they lose this chance, if they blow this chance, I'm going to be more pessimistic. I should be more pessimistic than ever, because the best negotiating team that you can consider within Iran are there at the table, negotiating table. And if they lose their faces and if they are doomed to fail politically, then you can't find a better negotiator on the side of the Iranians.
And that was Koichiro Tanaka of the Institute of Energy Economics Japan.